I think it was like 1 more minute maybe. Okay. Let me check the other screen, make sure that we are on. Okay.
Probably just a little slow. Yep, there we go.
Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. Let me check really quick, make sure there's no reverberation. I think it's okay. Okay, well, I guess I don't know. Maybe we give people a minute to come in to the video.
Yep, sounds good.
Okay, well, I guess we'll just get started here. So hello everyone. This is Michael. I'm Michael from BQool.
Hi everyone, I'm Joanne from BQool.
And we are broadcasting YouTube live stream from the BQool office in Taiwan. And today we are joined here with.
I'm Chris. Just a fellow user of the software. It's awesome software so far. We're working on updates and stuff. We're helping them hammer out what they need to do. So.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Chris has been a big help in our Facebook support group, answering questions.
Absolutely.
Okay, so today we're having this webinar to talk about the latest update. Is both by request and also because we really need to have this update, get everyone on the same page, and give you a chance to ask questions and for us to understand more about your needs. Okay, all right. So let's go ahead and get started, and there'll be time for questions and discussions at the end. I think we'll try to keep it around an hour, and then we'll see if it needs to go longer than that. All right, so let me do a screen share. I made a little presentation. Okay. Chris, can you see that? The PDF?
Yep.
Okay.
Looks good.
Good. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. So what happened? Okay. So with this latest update, with the latest rollout, there were a number of issues. And what happened was that we were too eager to push out this latest update. It was originally supposed to be the first of 2 updates, with the second one in November. So it was supposed to come out in early November, just a month from now. So we were on a very tight schedule. With the reaction and also what happened this time, we decided to play it safe. We're going to postpone the second update, and later on I'll kind of go over what we were planning in the second update. And so the first update will make more sense after I explain it. And the second big mistake that we made is we underestimated the impact that the changes would have on our users. For example, the different columns, the profit calculator navigation, and the missing shipping fee message that you get if the listing is inactive. So what seemed like a small change to us was actually a pretty big change for our users and how they use the software daily. So we totally underestimated that. So that's why So it was due to speed and also underestimating that, and so that's why there was a lack of communication. So we're not going to do that next time. So how we're fixing it is, first of all, we're having this webinar. Like I said, we need to clear everything up, get everyone on the same page. We're not making any more updates in quarter 4. So we're just making patches for the most urgent issues, and we'll go over what those are in a little bit. So we're delaying the next launch, and we're building a closed beta platform that will be invite only. And so Brave users can test out the latest features first before it comes out. And also, we're going to increase transparency for our updates. We're looking at building a notification system within your account, and you can tell me where you think it would be good to have notifications. We can send emails on our blog, on the Facebook group, and we can also do more webinars like this on YouTube. Okay. Is everything okay so far?
Yep, looks good to me. I guess the question that you might answer eventually would be, how do users get to the closed beta platform if they're interested in that?
I think well, we're still building it right now. It'll take a few months, but we will send out invitations. Well, I think we'll end up giving you an account, like an account email, and then you can log into the closed beta platform.
Gotcha.
So yeah, so with the building the beta platform, and so the next updates won't come out in quarter 4. We'll probably wait till early next year, 2017.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
January.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'm going to explain what we have updated in this update. So the first one is the save buttons. It's one of the high demand features actually. So we created a save all button on the top, and you can see the hidden save button for the listings once you change any prices or the rule. And the second one is price calculator. The new price calculator updates the fee with each value entered, so it's much more accurate. And we separate the min and max price, but it's because we need to calculate based on min price or max price itself, so it's more accurate. And also we include all the fees like Amazon fees, referral fees, variable closing, FBA fulfillment fee, and even the EU VAT fees. So for the third one is the block actions. We added some quick buttons for you to match min price or your current price to buy box price or the lowest price. So and the fourth one is the bulk file upload method. So you are able to use these two reports, the active listing file and the inventory closed page report, to import your cost to BQool. Yeah, so it's more easier. But yeah, for now you have to save the file to a text file. So yeah, I have brought up this concern, and yeah, we will discuss with our CEO. So the 5 is interface. We have merged some data like the listing status and condition and the title. We merge them into one column. And the reason we do so is that we are going to add more data like sales rank that we are going to mention later. And the 6 is the new data that, yeah, like you can see on the manage listings page. Now we have quantity, estimated profit, and profit percentage. And the 7th is February filters. yeah, so some people couldn't find the filters that you allow you to see listing missing row or listing admin price. That's actually under favorite filters and default filters. And we added more filters like missing FBM shipping fees or missing estimated profit. So yeah, I think it's easier for you to sort the listings to filter out, and the A is groups. So now you're allowed to organize your listings. Just add the groups and probably categorize by your category or your product name is up to you. The nice is increased price history. Yeah, so now you are able to see the price history for the past 24 hours. Yeah, we provide more details for you to look at, and it's easier for customers to understand the rule.
Okay, good. So I think let's just take a moment, stay on this slide,
Yeah, sure.
and give everyone a chance to kind of absorb the update. And so, yeah, so these are the 9 big things, and some of these I think we haven't received much feedback, and I think for the most part, for some of these, there's people are pretty satisfied with it. The new columns, like number 6, I think that one's okay.
Yeah, the quantity.
Increased price history, so now you can see more of the price changes. I think that one has been pretty good. Groups, I'm not sure if anyone is using groups yet.
No, I haven't seen any.
Okay. All right. Chris, do you have any questions on any of these updates?
Not a lot. I have noticed that the groups feature, like you mentioned, not a lot of people use them, which is probably true. I tried it there for a little bit, and I think it will be handy if you figure out what kind of, how you want to categorize. I was thinking kind of like maybe my PL products, I'll throw in a group or something like that. So I think it's a usable feature for sure.
Oh, nice. Good. All right. Next slide. Okay, so these are the concerns. For sure, we got a lot of feedback on this, so let's go ahead and go over this slide. Save buttons. So sometimes there's an issue with it not saving or not going away. I think some users, they don't like the location of it on the left side of the page. Like if you're setting things up towards the middle or the right side, and then you have to scroll to the left to hit save. And we had one feedback about if you entered a lot of changes, but maybe you click on a link that you might lose your work, and so you might need a warning. Okay, I don't know if anyone else has experienced that, but we can put in a warning, if you have a lot of unsaved changes and you're about to leave. Profit calculator, too many clicks. We have already removed some of the clicks in the latest the patch last week, because before you had to click on it once just to make an edit. So we took that out, and I haven't heard any feedback about it. So I'm going to take that as a thumbs up, as a good sign that that's the right direction. And of course, some users prefer the old design, and also you can't currently use the profit calculator for inactive listings. You'll get the missing shipping fee message. So we added a lot more data and as well as filters, but a few of the old sorting methods are no longer there. And of course, some of you have questions about repricing. For example, why am I not repricing? and yeah, how do we monitor it? Okay, so I guess I'll start with the last point first. I can tell you from my experience that 95% of the time, the reason you're not repricing is rule or competitor related. So perhaps all your competitors are outside your range, or you've excluded certain competitors so that you can't compete with any that are within your range, and I mean your min and max range, or the competitors within your min and max range are not repricing, while the competitors outside are repricing. About 4 to 5% of the time, I would say there's some sort of interference. For example, the user may have turned on sales price on Amazon. So if you activate sales price on Amazon, it'll actually override any pricing changes that we make. And you also may be using another repricer or using Amazon repricer. Those things can all interfere with our price changes. And I would say about a fraction of a percent of the time, maybe like 0.1% of the time, weird things do happen. Listings do get stuck, or let's say Amazon reboots their server, and so we also have to reboot our server to reestablish connection. It does happen, but it is very rare. And so how do we monitor it? If you look at the very bottom of this slide, I included a link. So our support engineers, they use the service called Amazon CloudWatch. And if our SQS pricing notifications drop below a certain amount, I think it's if it drops below 90% of what's usual, we'll get an alarm. Okay, that, and somebody will have to get on the back end and check out what's going on. We can't check individual accounts because, if you're not repricing, it could really just mean that none of your competitors are repricing. So that doesn't necessarily mean that something's wrong if no notifications are coming into your account. But we do have this system-wide watch. Okay, and let me see if the next slide. Okay, well, actually, let me stay on this slide a little bit. So on the save button, we're still patching it. We found that if the SKU had some weird symbols, maybe it wasn't saving. But we're adding, every time we find that, we're adding those symbols in. So you should find that the save button should work better and better. So it should save. It may take a little bit longer to save, like the actual data, but we are updating our system so that it processes faster. As for the location of the save button, we're currently playing around with within preferences. We're going to make duplicates of the save of that save column, so that so you can turn it on so that the save button can appear on the middle of the screen instead of on the left side. And the reason we have to do that is because our current GUI, you can't just like drag and drop the columns yet. That would require a major update, like a 3 or 4 month update. So as a short-term fix, we're going to add in the duplicates. I don't know if everyone can picture that, but so like we'll make one on the left, the middle, and the right side. And so you would just turn off, let's say you want to have it in the middle, you just turn off the left and the right side. Yeah, you just select the middle, and so that's where it will show up. Okay, and also for the third point, filters and sorting. So I know a lot of users, they want to sort by active listings.
Yeah, status.
yeah, active listings and like FBA, is that correct?
Yeah, you mean fulfillment type?
Yes, FBA and active. So you can't currently sort by the status, but one workaround that we have is the quantity column is sortable. So so if you click on the quantity column, it'll pull up the listings with quantity. So if it has quantity, that means that it is an active listing. So that's, that can get you a similar result from before. But also, we are making some of those stats at the top clickable again, such as like I said, the status and the condition. We're going to make those clickable again. Yeah. And the update, the patch should come out very soon. All right. Okay, now this one. Okay, all right. Okay, all right, so these are the patches and updates. If I didn't cover in the previous slide, I'll cover it now. Our developers are working on letting you enter a shipping fee for inactive listings. So, so what happens right now with the missing shipping fee is that we don't have the shipping yet. And if you try to push that to Amazon to get the fees, it just returns an error message. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a place where you have you enter the shipping fee yourself, and so then we'll be able to push that to Amazon, and we'll be able to come back with the fee. So the profit calculator will work for inactive listings as well. So we realize that's a big deal for our users, so we'll try to get that done as soon as possible. Another really big request is adding ROI percentage. So what we have right now is gross profit margin percentage. So it takes the dollar margin divided by the selling price, whether that's your min price, your max price, or your price. And so a big request is just taking the margin and dividing by your cost, right? That's ROI percentage. So we are currently crunching the numbers and coming up with a formula that will allow you to do that. And the last one is we are researching. We're still trying to research and see if this is possible. So on the old price calculator, the min and max were on one screen. So we're looking at ways to possibly streamline. So this one is still more in the early stages compared to the other ones. The other things, we're already working on it. As I mentioned in the previous slide, we'll give you more flexibility in customizing the placement of your columns. Mm-hmm. And I'll also mention the improved sorting in the last slide as well. You can sort by status, condition, title. And number 4, so these are these would be updates, not so much patches. And these were the things that we were planning for the November update, which we are pushing back because these require a bigger update to our system than the current data. So sales rank, buy box percentage by ASIN, competing versus buy box directly. And also, I forgot to put this in the list, but excluding backordered sellers. So that's another big one. And these all require us to update our system. But because it is Q4 now, so we're going to postpone this, even though they're very popular. But I just wanted to let you know what is up and coming.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the next one, sorry, the next one, we would love to know your opinion. As Michael mentioned, the first one, ROI percentage, because we are going to add the ROI percentage in our calculator, and we would love to know like how we display the ROI percentage and profit margin percentage will be the best for you. Like if you can select either one, ROI percentage or profit margin percentage, or you want to see the both on one screen, just let us know. And the second one is ability to schedule your rule. Yeah, this one will be probably in our next update. I mean, next year, right?
Yeah, the one next year.
Yeah, the one next year. And we would love to know if this is helpful for you to set a schedule, and you can decide you want this rule to be on during which time and be off, maybe when you sleep. Yeah, and the third one is the news button, because we are going to provide you more information about our updates. So we are going to add the news button, probably manage listings page or other pages if you like. Just let us know which one do you prefer. Yeah, I think.
Okay, well, those are all the slides that we prepared. So let me stop the screen share. So back to camera mode. Yeah. So Chris, do you have any questions? Maybe that you have, or maybe that other users have.
Yeah, there's a couple good ones. The first one was by Jeff, and he was asking, or one of them was by Jeff. He was asking if there's going to be any videos or instructions showing how to import costs from Inventory Lab, the report that you guys upload, I believe. So he's having some problems with it. I think another user mentioned that you need to export it as a text file or something. So I guess they're looking for maybe some videos to clarify or instructions to clarify, possibly.
Yes.
All right, yeah, most definitely. We'll put that down. Video for upload.
All right. And I'm not sure. I think this is there, but let's see, who was it? Gary asked. He said he usually uses the filter @min and @max. And is that still there, or is it gone?
Listings missing min price and max price?
Yeah, listings @max and listings @min, where I guess his.
Oh yeah, they're still there under default filters.
Okay. Yep. So those are still there under the default then. Let's see what else we have. Oh, Gary also mentioned that he said that the beta save all feature that you guys have, it needs to be done per page.
Yes.
I believe.
Yes.
Okay. All right, cool. Let's see.
So yeah, I actually I can change the screen so that it shows the software. Does anybody need to do we need to look at the software, kind of go through it?
Sure. Why don't you show them where that default filters are there, so that maybe that'll help them see where that's at.
All right. Hi. Gotta change get back to trying to figure out this YouTube thingy. Screen share. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, I have to have it on here. Here we go. Okay, so can everyone see that? That's the software, right? Okay. No, listings.
Listings at min price.
Here we go. Yeah, listings at min price.
And the next one is at max price.
Yeah, listings at max price.
And these are the new filters.
Oh yeah, new filters. Yeah, missing FBM shipping cost.
Yeah.
Okay. missing estimated profit.
And listings at buy box, I think that's also the new one.
Oh, listing. Yes, listings at buy box. Okay. So yeah, so we're in the software right now. If you want me to click on anything, you can do that. Okay, maybe maybe I'll just go back to the Hangout view.
There's another one. Jeff wants you to touch on how often BQool looks at each listing to reprice. He said he's have many different things. He's had many different answers or something, I guess. So he's kind of looking for an opinion on how that works. And I suppose the worry is that some listings aren't getting repriced and we're not sure which ones. And we kind of like to know how we could make sure that there actually are repricing, you know.
Okay. Well, once you've enabled repricing, whenever there is a price change, we should get a price notification from Amazon. So it depends on which plan that you're on. If you're on the hourly plan, it will update once per hour. And if you're on the faster plan, the accelerated plan, it will update as within 15 minutes of when your competitor changes price. So that's pretty standard across the board. And if things are not repricing, like I said, it could be in that 95%. We'd have to look at the rule and your competitors. We'd have to look at that particular ASIN or SKU. And usually when we look at a few of these with our users, you'll find that a lot more SKUs are behaving the same way, and you'll understand like why they work the way they do. So if we can have Jeff send us a few to look at, we might be able to, we should be able to clear it up.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. It sounds like ROI is probably what some people think is the best. That's kind of what scanners use. So that's kind of, I think that's what they're looking for. That's what everybody's used to, sounds like. That's maybe that's what the calculator should show, I guess, is their opinions.
Yeah, we've also had, believe it or not, we've also had a few users who say, hey, yeah, ROI is great, but don't take out the gross profit margin. So we're gonna try to figure out a way to include both of those without it looking like clustered or weird. Or maybe we'll just have to have a preference button so that you can just choose one or the other. I think that makes sense, right?
Yeah, that would actually work pretty well. Preference would probably be good.
Okay. Well, we'll see. Yeah, we'll have to see if we, for now, if we have to include both of them. I'm not sure how long it would take to build a preference button. Okay, and of course, I know updates sound pretty easy, but so yeah, after we finish making these patches, I'll try to send everyone screenshots. I'll let you know what's coming. We'll do some testing, do some more testing beforehand, because despite how urgent it is, we don't want to rush it out and then have there be a lot of issues like last time. So we'll definitely take our time with this.
Yeah, I guess the other one that they're talking about is any chance of having Amazon fees added up in the calculator. And you guys already kind of touched on that, right? You were going to either maybe provide an option for the users to add their own fees that they can figure out from Amazon, or pull them automatically from Amazon when you get a chance, right?
Yeah. You wanna explain this one?
The Amazon fee?
I think, do they mean fees or the shipping? Shipping fee.
Because the fees are already included in the price calculator, so I'm not sure if they are talking about the
Shipping
fees
fee.
or
The
shipping fee.
Should be the
Shipping fee?
should be talking about the shipping fee. So yes, our workaround right now is to enter a spot at the very top above min price, where first of all you enter the shipping fee, so that it can push to Amazon, and you can get your other fees, so you can actually use the calculator while the listing is inactive.
Oh, so the issue is the shipping fees aren't there. The Amazon fees are already there. It's just the shipping fee is missing. Then only a part of the fees that it needs for the calculator is missing.
No, not exactly. So like if we don't have the shipping fee, and we try to push that notification to Amazon, it won't even give us any fees. It'll just give us an error. So that's why we display the confusing missing shipping fee error. So yeah, the workaround is that you enter your own shipping fee. And so this part is a little bit tricky, and I believe that what's going to happen is that once the listing becomes active, then we'll get the shipping automatically from Amazon. So so it'll just work normally as everyone expects it to. The only possible issue would be if the shipping fee that you manually enter is different from the one that we get automatically from the reports. So that's one potential issue that I can foresee right now. So as long as the shipping that you enter is the same as the one that we get in the reports, it should be fine. So that's the best workaround that we can do right now to get the calculator working when it's inactive.
Gotcha. So I think the theory was there, maybe since the calculator doesn't work now when it's inbound, could we add whatever it needs, which would be fees, and unfortunately, if you're using percentages, referral fee percentages, you're grabbing that data, you would have to figure out how to grab that kind of data and use it in your calculator. So I guess that'd be something to look into. I think they're looking for, could we possibly enter some data that would be missing to let the calculation go through until it gets there or something.
Yeah. It should just be shipping fee. I think because that's what we're missing. If you enter the shipping fee, then all of the other data should also show up.
Right. Gotcha. Jeff wants a clarification on the 5,000 plan, and he wants to know if that's accelerated every 15 minutes repricing.
Yes, that's correct. The $50 5,000 listing plan, that one's on the accelerated repricing.
Right. And then someone else asked, can you demonstrate the calculator workaround? Well, the one you're mentioning isn't functional, or right?
No, it's not functional yet.
I will share the screenshot.
Yeah, we'll send the screenshot. So I guess, I can kind of act it out for you a little bit. So maybe show you the existing calculator. Okay. Oh, there we go. Missing shipping fee.
Yeah,
that's great.
All
right. Okay. So here's the calculator. So what we are planning to do is adding a spot up here where you enter the shipping, like temporarily when the item is inbound. So that's where it would be, and with that shipping fee, and then you still enter your product cost. and your min price, and these should fill out automatically. Of course, this is an FBM listing, so it's a little bit different. Yeah, but for your FBA listings, yeah, the fees are a little bit different, but that's the basic idea, is that you put the shipping up here. And our developers said that they could actually get it out within 1 or 2 weeks. But like I said, we'd like to leave a little bit more buffer for testing, as well as notifying our users first, because we don't want to rush it out. Like, we could get it out within 1 or 2 weeks, we believe, but we're going to leave a little bit more of a buffer. Okay.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Yeah, there's just lots of concerns about listings not repricing, and I mentioned to maybe send some ASINs to support, because you said before it might be a specific ASIN or situation. Yep.
Yeah, usually it does have to do with the rules and the competitors. That's why we, I don't know if anybody really noticed this, but we increased like I mentioned, we increased the price history. It used to be just like the 100 most recent updates, but now it's 24 hours, and we're looking to extend that to 5 days, so it's even easier for you to track all of the price changes.
Right, yeah, that'd be pretty handy. I think it worked when I first used it. I must have some cookie issues, though. I'll have to mess with it some more. Lisa's asking, do we have the ability to do a bulk enable, disable of the repricing listings?
Oh, you mean pause repricing or?
Yeah, the pause repricing.
Oh, okay. That one we have already brought up to our CEO, so probably we can add it, but for now it's not confirmed yet. But it's a good idea.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, about the price calculator, because many customers think that we had ROI percentage in our old calculator, but yeah, I would like to clarify is the percentage feature is actually the new feature, and the old calculator there's only profit, and yeah, but you were able to calculate your min and max price together, but there was no ROI percentage.
Yeah, I think I think some users may wonder, like, why did we change the why did we change the layout? And the key difference between the old one and the new one was that on the old one, once you set your cost, and then you hit calculate, the fees never change, so you never really have to go to the first page again. And so now with now that we update the fees every time, so you need to be able to see how everything updates and it affects each other. But also, yeah, I think that with the old one, because you can see the profit, and then I think it was just easier to also remember your costs. So it was easier to kind of like use your head to calculate ROI percentage, even though it was actually not there, but maybe it was a little bit easier to visualize it before.
Yeah, I think that was probably the large part of the case. Another question. So I guess Jeff kind of wants to know about BQool in general. How is the team? How's the BQool team? Maybe who's on it, or how many people you have, maybe, or something. I'm not sure exactly what he wants. Just kind of a general idea. Just explain kind of who you are and stuff. And then he's also wondering if if you feel comfortable doing so, how many users you currently have, but that's entirely up to you guys. Obviously, it's your program. So.
Okay, sure. I guess I'll take some of those questions. I think one of the things that users are very interested in is like our background, and so I'm actually we're located in Taiwan. So this is the Taiwan office. Now I grew up in America. I grew up in Texas. Okay, so so language. There shouldn't be too much like language or cultural issues. Most of the team and most of the company is from Taiwan. Let's see.
And we also have our support in the US.
Yeah, we have we have some support agents that work in California, so they can be closer geographically as well as like time wise, because if it's just us answering questions, and then there's a huge delay. Let's see. BQool has been around for like 3 years now, but it hasn't really like I think we really took off in terms of users, I'd say last year, like a big critical mass, and that's why there's that Facebook support group. I think the Facebook support group actually helped a lot, like spreading the word, like networking. I can't tell you exactly how many users we have, but it's definitely several thousand. Let's see, what else?
And our IT is also located in Taiwan.
Yeah, our engineers are located here in this office. Do you want to talk about like your background?
Yeah, I believe you can tell from my accent. I'm Taiwanese. Yeah, and
Well,
it's been like 1 year, almost 1 year since I started working at BQool. And for me, I think it's a cool team because everybody's happy here and we work really close, and yeah, it's a good place for us to grow with customers, and yeah, I really like here, and yeah.
All right, cool. I think that's kind of what they were looking for. Lisa asked something about she emailed support on Friday. I would assume probably during regular business hours. Is that, and she hasn't heard back yet? Is that something that you guys in the States would, or the team in the States would answer, or do they not work on Friday or the weekends or such? How does that work?
Can you tell us what time on Friday? Because our U.S. staff, they're available 9 a.m. to what is it, 5 p.m. Pacific time, and then we'll have someone from the Taiwan office check. I guess it would be about 6 or 7 p.m. Pacific time. So I think that's So I think that is actually pretty concerning that no one has answered Lisa's email. So so what should we do? Should we we'll look it up?
Yeah.
We'll look it up and we'll go back and make sure that email has been answered, or or if possible, because Lisa's watching right now, maybe she can email us again with her question.
Lisa's a comment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a little bit. Should be there soon.
Right. Someone, I think Gary is mentioning something about configuring shipping fees, you know, per pound, cents per pound. So I'm wondering, I asked him a question. Yeah, okay. So he's actually looking for if you could add the option to build that into the fee calculator. So in our apps, we calculate, you configure the inbound shipping and you say so many cents a pound, and then that will be added into the calculator. So I think he's looking to see if that would be an option to add the inbound shipping to the fee calculation or to the profit calculations, I guess. I don't think you do that currently. All you do is just the Amazon fees and fulfillment fee, if I remember right.
Last time, I think one customer had the same questions, and I checked with our technical support staff, and he said the inbound fee is actually included. But I will double confirm with him. Yeah.
Did you guys have anything else you wanted to share? I don't remember if there's anything else on the list. I don't see any more questions right now.
I think, are we okay? Or did we have, is there any feedback about those questions that we asked earlier?
Yeah, just the one on the profit margin versus ROI percent. I think they definitely favor the ROI percent. So maybe either make it configurable, could be an option, or maybe put more emphasis on the ROI percentage. It sounded like was probably pretty important. I didn't hear anything about the schedule your rules. I think that would be kind of neat. I don't know if that's as important. I don't remember for sure if you mentioned something or not, but somebody did say something about disabling the ability to reprice against out of stock people, which would be obviously in the January or plus update, you know, not this Q4, but
yes,
that would be pretty handy too.
Yes. Speaking of that, we originally wanted to push that out as fast as possible. It's also a lot of requests for it, but yeah, we're waiting, and also I think what I was going to mention earlier was some people are asking about the layout of the columns. So if you look at so maybe let me switch back to the screen share. So you may wonder why this particular column right here looks the way it does, because this is actually where we're going to be adding like the buy box percentage by ASIN. Sales rank will be here. Mm-hmm. You can leave a comment or leave a note for yourself, because right now you can't really edit it, so you can also leave a note.
And the buy box owner.
And the buy box owner. So all of that will be in here. The challenge is having all of this data in a way that doesn't like just blow up your screen, like, you know, have so many columns. So that's why we reorganized it this way. So what you're seeing is kind of an awkward phase in between two updates right now. Okay, all right, back to camera view.
All right, here's another good one that Lisa brought up. I forget about this one. It doesn't happen very often. So sometimes we are repricing items, and for whatever reason, it gets repriced on Amazon, crazy price, and then they disable it. It gets flagged for a high price or a low price or whatever. Somehow it gets disabled and puts into stranded as a listing, and then it removes it from BQool. So her question was, how do we go about trying to figure out how to catch it, because you have to wait for it to show back up, and then you have to catch it to disable it, and if you miss it again, then it pops back into stranded, and then you have to go in the endless loop. So I guess she was looking to see if there's any way that you could ease that situation possibly.
Okay, there was a time when like I knew the steps like off the top of my head. If you give me one moment to think about it, can you think the steps off the top of your head?
Yeah, you have to adjust the min and max price range at Amazon Seller Central. Then Amazon will re-download or reactivate your listing. So BQool will start downloading your listing again. Because we always sync with Amazon, not in real time, but we receive the report from Amazon and update the listing status, or if you have any new listing, we will download it in at BQool. So you just need to make the min and max price range wider, then Amazon will reactivate the listing. So you should be able to see the listing again at BQool. But yeah, I agree that we should make the process easier, but we still need to look into it and see what we can do for the customers, because it's also something about Amazon. And I'm not sure if we get any notification when they activate your listings. So we have to double check with our CEO or developer.
No, there's no notification when it's delisted, because from our end it just looks like the listing is gone from the report.
Goes inactive.
The report doesn't show anything like irregular. It just shows that it's not there, so it won't be downloaded. But like Joanne said, yeah, the key thing is that Amazon is the one that's delisting it, and so here's the range that you have in BQool, and so on Amazon, your range just has to be like this. So whatever you reprice to in BQool will be within the range in Amazon, and it won't be delisted. One of the key differences between Amazon and BQool is that in Seller Central, the min and max price, I believe it does not include shipping. I believe it doesn't include shipping, and our min and max price does include shipping. So you can't just copy and paste the BQool min and max into Seller Central because of the shipping thing. So you have to adjust it.
Yeah, that should help some. Yeah, it's probably going to be something that might take some time to figure out.
Yeah, I think that's actually a good. I think it's a good thing that Amazon did, because you can always be assured, right, that no matter what repricer you're using, like you have to set min and max on Seller Central, and they will they'll protect you. Right, we have protection ourselves, but like, I guess it's kind of a hassle when listings get delisted. But at the same time, like I guess it's better to be safe than sorry.
Right. Yeah. So it'd have to be some sort of way to track. You'd have to figure out how to track listings that should be active somehow, and so that you'd know whether if it fell off that it's probably some pricing error thing. So yeah, I suppose that's just kind of a pain. Lisa was saying that because you don't remember what the price range was, the min max, so it's difficult to figure out which min max to put in. And yeah, I don't know how you would address that for sure.
Well, yeah, I think temporarily you can have an exaggerated range on Seller Central, like just temporarily. Maybe not like, don't keep it that way, but you can make your min price really low and your max price really high. And then when the listing comes back in BQool, you can kind of like tone down the range.
Right. Jeff had another question. It's regarding SKUs. So for his SKUs, he says he's put quotes sometimes, or maybe some other characters in there that aren't just standard letters. And he said that sometimes BQool doesn't recognize the listing. And I've had this same kind of issue where if you upload it with funky characters, it won't work. It errors out. And so he was wondering, is there a list of bad characters we shouldn't be using for our SKUs?
I have seen some customers using underscore, and because it shows differently in other reports, Amazon's report, so we can tell that it's the same SKU. So maybe we will not reprice the listing, but we still need to look into the listing and make sure what the reason is and what the issue is. So you can still send us the listings for us to look at.
Yeah, we might need Jeff's help. Like, we tried to patch as many of these as we can, but we may need your help in sending us these funky things, and maybe we can try to fix that.
Gotcha. Yep. Yeah, I think another thing related to that is the cost of zero might be something to look into. I think that's an issue with uploads too, but not too often you encounter that. Oh, Jeff was saying that he has something, he puts 2.33 in his listing, I guess, and he's having issues with that. So the period probably is throwing it, or maybe he meant he puts quotes and then 2.33. So maybe the quotes, I think he was saying specifically, were messing him up.
Okay. I have to look into that.
Yeah, I said the quotes are the issues. Yeah, so maybe a list, if possible, a list of characters that we should avoid, I think, is what they might be looking for. Another resource page or something like that.
Okay. Okay, I'll definitely look into this. Oh, did you? I think Chris, I see your mouth moving, but I don't hear you talking. So
I forgot to unmute it. That would help.
Oh, okay.
So Lisa was asking, how long does it take for BQool to pick up on listing after it's been reactivated again? Is there any way for you guys to know how long that typically takes? Or is it random?
It depends on Amazon. When we need to know when they reactivate the listings. But for us, we download a report up to six times a day.
10 times per day. For FBA listings, is 10 times per day. So it should come out to, on average, your listing should update about every 2 hours for FBA listings.
Right, so the time would depend on when it would pull that listing, but at the most it should be 2 hours, you would expect.
At the most.
Yeah, I know how Lisa feels, as we used to get like this happened a lot, the delisting issue. It not so much anymore. I think like last year around this time, Amazon started delisting. It didn't happen before, so we used to get a lot more questions. I think overall, people are more used to the delisting, but definitely it's kind of confusing, and it's a headache if you get delisted. So yeah, if you kind of use the steps that we talked about earlier, it should make it not as bad.
Well, yeah, that certainly is. Yeah, it's always probably going to be a problem, I suppose. So that helps. She said that was great. Thanks.
Oh, okay, awesome. Well, I'm just curious, Chris. Do you have any idea how many people are watching this this hangout?
I've seen about 3 or 4. I have no idea. Oh, 7. It says 7. Yeah, there you go. I guess if anybody has any more questions, that'd be great. I can't think of any right now, but I'm sure there's always more questions somewhere.
Oh, and many customers request for bulk action for calculator, like calculate in bulk, and we are planning to add it in the updates, but we are not sure when it's going to be released, and we will look into it, but it's not confirmed yet. But yeah, we will look into it.
Well, yeah, because a lot of the concern right now is about improving the speed and usability of the profit calculator, and definitely one of the ideas is to be able to do the calculator functions in bulk. I think we actually I think we actually have like the formula down. It's just that if you want to let's say do 200 at a time, it's actually like a tremendous amount of data that you have to send over, and you have to get all those fees back, and it'll have to process. I think that's the hardest part right now is the processing, like make sure it doesn't like just break the system with all the data. So that's why we actually already have the idea. It's just like figuring out making the processor work.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a pretty handy feature if you could just set say $3 minimum or whatever. That'd be kind of neat for everything. But like you said, that would be a lot of data to chew through, and you wouldn't want to throw your servers in a loop there. That would be terrible.
Yeah, that's definitely the direction we're going to. Like we know that we have the calculator, and eventually it's going to be in bulk. It's just a matter of figuring out how to make it happen. Okay, well, I think, I think maybe we covered the main points and answer some questions. So maybe we'll wrap it up now. But
one more thing, I guess Lisa has one more suggestion. If you get to the bulk thing, a min-max price based on cost or ROI. That's kind of what they're looking for, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise everyone says that's great.
Okay.
So maybe profit or ROI, I think, is probably what the bulk would be. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely a good idea. A huge time saver for everyone. Okay, yeah. I think that's about it. We have a lot of suggestions to work with, and like I said, the patches are coming. We'll try to keep you updated on that. Okay, so I guess so yeah, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who watched today. Thanks to Chris as well.
And if you still have any questions, or you have any listings want us to look at, you can still email us at support@BQool.com.
All right. Okay. I guess we'll sign out for now for today, and we'll catch you guys next time. All right. Okay. Bye.